The intricate workings of record deals, a dissection of the financial web that surrounds the music industry. People in the music industry, including musicians and record corporations, frequently find themselves in a never-ending conflict, a discord that is felt throughout the industry. Meek Mill's assertion that he is not getting fairly compensated for his music raises eyebrows, and TLC, despite selling more than 10 million copies of their legendary album, struggled with financial difficulties, revealing the complex workings of record deals. As we go deeper into the realm of music contracts, advances, and the complexities of the financial world, we will unravel the intricate route that begins with signing a multi-million-dollar agreement and continues with the nuances of income distribution and the changing landscape of record labels. A striking illustration of the harsh realities that lie behind seemingly successful music careers is provided by the dilemma that TLC finds themselves in. Their CD was a huge success, but due to poor financial management and a small portion of the earnings, they were only able to take home a total of $15,000 each. This is an incomprehensibly little amount considering the scale of their sales. A further unpleasant element has been added to the story by the discovery that Pebbles is accused of assaulting Law. This revelation brings to light the precarious position that artists find themselves in inside the industry. Aspiring musicians absolutely need to have a solid understanding of the financial foundations that record deals are built upon. Imagine that a young rapper is able to secure a lucrative deal with a major label that is worth $4 million. Having said that, this wealth is not wholly theirs to possess. Costs associated with album creation as well as a variety of fees are covered by the record agreement, which is analogous to a loan from an unlawful lender. The $4 million is a big step forward for the artist, but it comes with some conditions linked to it. It kickstarts the payback of a significant debt. As we investigate the manner in which residual profits are distributed, the complexities of the financial relationship that exists between the record company and the performer become increasingly evident. An artist may feel as though they have achieved success by receiving a substantial upfront payment of $4 million. Nevertheless, this payment is effectively an investment that the artist is required to repay through future profits. In a complex dance of financial duties, the residual profit is subsequently split between the record company and the artist responsible for the work. As Eminem takes the spotlight on Saturday Night Live, the lavishness of the advance that he receives becomes more and more apparent. By providing the artist with this considerable sum of money, the label hopes to boost the artist's prestige and encourage the artist to adopt a lifestyle that is in line with the glamorous image that is promoted by the label. Expensive expenditures, ranging from flashy jewelry to expensive automobiles, are frequently the result of the pressure that people feel to demonstrate their level of achievement. The indebtedness of the artist starts to become more apparent as they progress through the recording process. With the intention of ensuring the success of the artist, the record label provides financial support to high-quality studios, producers, and other resources. However, despite the fact that these financial machinations improve the album's quality, they also increase the artist's debt, which creates the conditions for a financially unstable future. In an edition of the podcast The Record that sheds light on the attempt by a label to control the revenues of a rapper, DJ academics shed light on the situation. A recording budget of $2 million becomes a tool for manipulation, with the label controlling the choices provided by the studio and the amount of money spent. The intricate dance that takes place between the record company and the artist reaches new heights when the podcast discloses a mansion in the Hollywood Hills that has a studio and costs $3,500 per day. This raises doubts about the transparency of the artist's financial situation. The financial voyage continues as the artist struggles to choose how to distribute the $3 million that are still available from the artist budget following a studio session that was quite expensive. Even if the amount appears to be substantial, the artist is still in debt to the record label for $1.4 million. To achieve the goal of having an album that tops the charts, the artist must incur additional costs, such as employing costly producers such as Metro Boomin and implementing intensive marketing methods. This places the artist in an even greater financial obligation. Investing a significant amount of money is necessary in order to realize the promotional goals for the album, which include playlist places and radio play. It is possible that the record company, which is intent on developing a brand that is marketable, may even pay playlist owners and radio stations, which will further contribute to the building debt of the artist. Despite the fact that the artist may not be aware of the complexities involved, they find themselves in the middle of a financial web that has been constructed by the label. The climax of the artist's journey frequently entails touring, which is an essential component of their professional pursuits. However, the artist's financial difficulties are exacerbated by the fact that they must pay for the expenses associated with maintaining a glamorous image, flying in private, and personalizing tour vehicles. In spite of the difficulties, the majority of artists are of the opinion that the financial advantages that result from their achievement compensate the first difficult times. The disparity in wealth that exists within the music industry is brought into sharper focus by the discovery that the record company takes a sizable portion of the artist's earnings, even from a big revenue of $5 million. Establishment artists have the ability to negotiate more advantageous conditions, which leaves up-and-coming artists with only a fraction of the revenue they had anticipated. When the 360 contract was introduced in the early 2000s, it added another layer of complexity to the existing financial landscape. According to the terms of this contract, record companies are entitled to a portion of every dollar made by the artist. This includes not only the proceeds from album sales but also those from touring, television, merchandise, endorsements, and other activities. Due to the fact that this contractual model frequently places musicians in a precarious financial position, some of them are forced to reevaluate their affiliation with record labels. As we come to terms with the fact that not all record labels are predatory, the narrative proceeds to change. In point of fact, a sizable proportion of hip-hop songs that made it into the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart between the years 2010 and 2018 were signed to established acts. On the other hand, the fact that record agreements are imbalanced in favor of the record label rather than the artist highlights the importance of seeking legal advice prior to signing any contract. Record labels frequently take advantage of the fact that musicians typically lack the necessary legal understanding. By providing a lawyer who is affiliated with the label, there is a possibility that the lawyer may prioritize the interests of the label, which raises concerns about the impartiality of the counsel. It becomes more obvious that there is an imbalance in power dynamics, which reduces the artist to a product that is being sold to a large number of people. On the other hand, there are artists who have successfully navigated the industry outside of the traditional model of labeling. The success of independent rappers like Russ demonstrates that it is feasible to achieve success without the traditional support of a record label on your side. However, in order to achieve this achievement, you will need a solid financial plan and trustworthy advice. The path that begins with signing a record deal and ends with successfully navigating the complex financial environment of the music industry is, in essence, filled with difficulties. Aspiring musicians need to equip themselves with legal knowledge, the ability to plan strategically, and financial savvy in order to effectively manage the complications of record deals. The business is undergoing change, and artists have the ability to reimagine their careers by requesting more equitable conditions and making certain that their creative achievements are not eclipsed by financial exploitation.